and welcome to Mrs. Patnell's Phonics. This is our group 1. So today it is an exciting day because it's the last sound of phase 2 we're learning today. The last sound and the last tricky words. So we are experts in phase 2 now. You can then go on to follow my group 2 lessons. So if you then start back again, the ones that say Phonics group 2 lesson 1, that will just take you straight into phase 3 and you can carry on, okay? Right, so let's just get this last lesson finished though. We have a sound to learn today, which actually is the same as a previous sound we have looked at. There's just 2 of them, okay? So it is this fella. Oh, bit of sun there. So it is the S sound. Remember, we learnt it as just one, our very first sound we ever learnt. Well, here it is with 2 of them. Now, even though there's 2 of them, it still only makes the one S sound. A bit like with and a bit like with it's just one sound, okay? So don't say S, S, just one S. And the reason why it exists is it normally pops on the ends of words or the ends of syllables, okay? So I'm trying to think of an example. I mean, on the back we've got grass. So we've got grass, you can hear on the end, I mean, if you're up north, it's a little easier because you would say grass, which fits with the spelling. So, but you can hear the sound on the end of grass. And because it's on the end, you would need to write 2 of them because it's the end of a word, okay? So, I think the reason why this gets its own lesson is because at the beginning, when you're first learning, it's a bit tricky to tackle the idea of 2 letters making one sound. But now you're experts, we can pop it on at the end. So this is the S sound, just the one S, but usually at the ends of words or the ends of syllables. Okay, we might as well have a go at writing it in a moment because it gives us extra practice with the S, double the practice as there is 2 of them. But let's go through our flashcards first so we don't forget any of our phase 2s. We have got A, E, break those eggs, R, D, 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 P, K, K, ooh, ooh, g, 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 oh, oh, n, t, t, I, S, B, B, and then 2 of them together. Right, that's all of our phase 2s plus our new sound of the day. S. Let's have a go at writing it on our board to give us plenty of practice of writing the letter S. Okay, so remember we have to start with our cursive whoosh and go up, curve round this way, curve round that way, tickle under the belly to finish. There it is. But we need 2 of them for today's sound. I haven't left a lot of room on my board for number 2, have I? So I'm going to whoosh up and curve. Come back this way, go back the other way and tickle the belly to finish. So when they are together, they just make the one S sound. Let's have a go at doing them again. I'm going to leave myself some more room. In fact, I'm going to turn my board this way. So we whoosh up and curve. Come back round this way, come back round this way and tickle the bottom to finish. And the sound of the day is the one that comes at the ends of words or the ends of syllables. So we have to do 2 of them. And around at the bottom. And there is our S sound. Just the one S even though we've written 2. Fabulous. Keep practicing after the lesson if yours isn't quite where you want it to be. Let's revisit. If you can't remember what looks like, it looks like this. So don't take your pen off, don't add the stick on afterwards. Go tall and then only go halfway up before you start doing your arch. Then you'll keep your tall stick at the top. So let's have a go. Whoosh up, come down, up halfway, over, and a flick to finish. There he is. Do another couple on your board. Okay, and then we're going to move on to a b. Now remember with b, so not to get confused with d, you have to go up and do the straight bat first, then go up halfway and come round and tickle the belly to finish, okay? So it's a bit like starting, to be honest, whoosh up, down, up halfway, but you're coming round this time rather than an arch like your. So, b, whoosh up, down, up halfway, around, and tickle the belly to finish. There it is. There's our b. Okay, let's have a go at curly cur. He's easy, but he's also the way lots of letters start. So let's practice curly cur. So we whoosh up and we curve, come back round the other way and curve at the bottom. And he's finished. That's him. And let's do a kicking cur. Not our favourites. So you can do it alongside me if you want. Or I don't think it's a favourite in our classroom anyway. So whoosh up, tall, come down, and then only come up about halfway. Don't go to the top because it will start to look like a capital R. Do a loop and the leg kicks out to finish. There he is, a cursive kicking cur. Let's do just the F. Let's go for F because he's kind of tricky. So we're going to whoosh up and loop backwards, come down low and loop the other way. There we are. There is a cursive. Right, well done if you managed to do all of those. If they're still tricky, then do them at the end, okay? Note them down, the ones that we need to practice, and have a go at doing them at the end of the video. Right, let's move on. So, yes, right, I'm going to do some buried treasure with you now, and it's going to contain, a little heads up for you, the sound of the day, okay? So we are going to be looking for our at the ends of words or the ends of syllables, okay? So look out for the two of them together, just making the s sound. I've got my trusty bin, I've got my treasure chest. So real words in the treasure chest, rubbish words in the bin. You can call out to the camera which is real or rubbish, but remember the most important thing is you're blending the words and reading them rather than knowing if they're real or rubbish. Okay, out they pop with my little envelope. I've got all of them. One hiding at the bottom. Okay, so remember, if you see two of the letters together, don't say s, just say one s. So have a look at this one. Think of the sounds you know. Pause the video and blend that. And I'm going to do it with you now. We've got s, 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 s. Mess is our word. Mess. Real or rubbish? I can tell you mess is definitely real. If you can see what was going on around the other side of me as my kitchen is being done while I'm doing videos, you would definitely know what a mess was. So, mess is going, ooh, it's stuck, there it is, in my treasure chest. It's a real word. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Pause the video to blend these three sounds. We're going to do them together. We've got is, 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 nis. Nis, real or rubbish? Nis. Is a rubbish word. Never heard of nis before. What about this one? Have a look at him. Look at those sounds you know. Squeeze them together to blend them and read them. So we have got first sound t, second sound a, and then sound of the day s, t, as, t, as. Tas, real or rubbish? Tas. Have you ever heard of tas? It is a rubbish word. In the bin with tas. Okay, let's go with this one. Now remember that you won't recognise it's not cursive, remember these letters. So that one at the beginning looks a little bit different to the way we write it in the cursive. But that is a at the beginning if you're struggling to recognise the non-cursive one. So have a go at blending that. We have got f, us, us, fuss. Fuss is our word. Real or rubbish? I've heard someone say don't make a fuss before, so that is a real word. Okay, let's go with this one here. Pause the video to blend those sounds. We have got d-s, des. Real or rubbish? Des. I have never heard of des. It's a rubbish word. Let's go with this one. Have a good look at him. Look at those 3 sounds, including the sound of the day at the end. We have got is, hiss. Is a real word. Snakes like to hiss, don't they? And geese, actually. Okay, let's have a look. Excuse me, at this one. Look at those 3 sounds in that word. Blend them together. And then we're going to do them together now. That's one of our relatively new sounds on the beginning. That's ooh. So ooh, s, le, less, less. It's less. Real or rubbish? It's real. Less. You could have more or you could have less. So it's just a real word. Okay, 2 more to go. Have a look at him. And so he's non-cursive, remember, at the beginning, so he doesn't have the loop in his tail. But he is g-os, g-os, goss. Real or rubbish? It's a rubbish word. Never heard of goss. Last one. Here it is. Have a look at the sounds on there. Look at the sound of the day. Blend them together. And now we're going to do it now. K-is, k-is, kiss. Mwah. Real or rubbish? It's real. That's very handy for Valentine's Day that's coming up soon. Right, that's all of our coins. Well done if you blended them brilliantly. Extra well done if you got them real and rubbish correct as well. All right, let's pop those to one side. We have one final task to do, and that is to have a look at some tricky words. Now, got to remember where I put these fellas. Where have my tricky words gone? So we were going to go through the couple that I've taught you already a few weeks ago and then add on the last ones. They're hiding under here. Okay, so I'm going to come towards you to show these to you, okay? Now, this one, I believe I showed you the other day. Okay, I can't quite remember which ones I have and which ones I haven't, but I'll go through them all. So, for this one, you have to, it's all quite tricky at the moment until you go on to phase 3 and start to learn different sounds where more than one letter comes together to make a sound. Then this whole word just looks tricky. And to blend it, doesn't really blend anything. So you definitely can't blend any part of this tricky word at the moment. But it is, and you've got to poke your tongue out for this, it is the. Look at my tongue flicking out, the. Okay, so that is the. This one, first sound is helping you, second sound is tricking you, making an O sound. So we've got N-O, no, no is that tricky word. So if we look at no, with the O making an O sound, what about here? We've got a G and an O, also making an O sound. So G-O, go. So he's tricky, you can't blend him, so he's making an O sound, go. Right, here however, this first sound is helping you again, as first sounds very often do, but instead of making an O sound now, he's making an oo sound. How tricky are you, letter O, now making an oo sound? So we've got t-oo, t-oo, two. This one here, all by itself, no other letters, okay? This is I, as in I will go to school. I, when it stops snowing anyway. And this one you can mostly blend, but you might recognise that from the other tricky word we just looked at. T, and then tricky oo. So we've got I, n, t, oo. It, oo, in, to. All right, so let's just go through those one more time. We've got, poke your tongue out, the. We've got g, go. We've got no, no. We've got into. We've got I, and we've got to. Okay, now I suggest that after this video you get an adult to write down these tricky words for you. Okay, so you have to go through the end of the video to check them all out. Write them down on little flashcards of your own, because the deal with tricky words is you can't blend them. So you have to start recognising the whole word straight away. So if you have these on flashcards and every day for just about half a minute you pop them out on the carpet, you can do a thing where you point to the right one. Okay, so an adult can say point to the one that says to, and you can have a go at pointing to it. Or you can just flash through them and read them off. This is the best way with tricky words to get used to seeing them and reading them quickly. Okay, so I suggest you do your own little flashcards for that, and you can do all sorts of little games with it. Was there another point I was going to make? No, I think that's everything. So that's our phase 2 all wrapped up. Don't forget to go through the sounds. You can always use the beginning of one of these videos to go through the sounds. I do go through phase 2 sounds on the phase 3 videos, but not all of them. So if you're worried about losing the knowledge of some of them, go through the beginning of one of these each time to make sure you don't forget anything. And another good idea is to keep practicing writing them, so revisiting old sounds and writing them as well, and then you won't forget them. So take care. Don't forget you can do phase 3 by going on to group 2 lessons, okay, starting from lesson 1 for January, and I will see you on those lessons. Bye bye.